And I listen to my senior producer because not because he's above in rank, but because he's above in age. He's a senior who produces. Let's go to the phones, 1-877-532-5797. Let's go to Tommy, my man in Chicago, WVON 1690, home of the governor, Cliff Kelly.
Well, Reverend, it is, again, that opportunity to say thank you so much for all that you've done over the years, and you hear this echo to you time and time and time again. But I hope and pray that each night that you lay your head down on the pillow, that you recognize and you understand a simple principle and a simple point, which makes you so commendable for what you do. So here is your, once again, unauthorized edition of www.howdumbcanyoube. So, Reverend, accusations are made and charges are cried out. But you know the funny thing about all of that, Reverend, and you can use yourself. For all of the things that they said that you did, was there ever a time where you were caught up in anything known as obstruction? Where they have information where Reverend Sharpton went and said, hey, look, don't investigate me. Here's a couple of dollars. Or Reverend Sharpton was said to have done this or said to have done that. And your reply to all of it was, bring it on, because the truth will stand and a lie shall fall. And no one ever came back and said to you, Reverend, you were absolutely right. These charges were absolutely absurd on their face, and nothing was ever found. And yet, Reverend, the first thing is you know that you're a candidate. When you can sit up and listen to the fact of the things that are being said about this 45th president, and we are about to celebrate Memorial Day. But truly, if there truly is a such thing as a Memorial Day to those that gave their lives that we can be free, they even have to be in eternity asking what truly is going on and what is wrong with the people. You know you're a candidate, Reverend, when we're in a global economy, and the only somebody that's prospering is these corporations, because nowhere on the face are the people prospering, Reverend. You know that you're a candidate, Reverend, when you can sit back and say that $800 billion are going to be cut from Medicaid, and yet that does not affect the skinheads, white supremacists, or any of those individuals. Reverend, where are they at? Where are all these people at that was hollering and crying, yeah, Trump is the man, Trump is going to come with a different vision. Yeah, we need to give a new approach. Yeah, we need to cut the fat, this and that, and all the rest of it out of Washington, when all it ever took, Reverend, was sensible, reasonable people coming to a table and a conclusion that no matter how you slice it or cut it, we're all in this boat rowing together. So I want to end with this, Reverend, because, you know, one of the songs that everybody ought to be listening to that was played so many years ago is when the Isley Brothers made a song that said, when will there be a harvest for the world? When will individuals who are under drone strikes, the children over there in UK just blown up, the couple that came from the United States of America on their 20th anniversary down in London, the wife up in the hospital, husband crushed. What about all of these people just being stabbed and beaten and killed? I don't care what color they are. Here in Chicago, Reverend, you got individuals running around here beating up seniors to the inch of their life, no matter what color they're. When will there be a harvest? Reverend, that's when I say you ought to subscribe to www.howdumbcanyoube. I love you, God. God bless.
Love you, Tommy. Always good to hear your voice. And you made some very, very strong statements that we all need to hear. Thank you so much. Let me go to Conyers, Georgia on XM 126 to Tracy. Tracy, you're keeping it real with Al Sharpton.
Good afternoon, Reverend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Well, I'm more mesmerized, actually. I have been following Tommy the last couple of times I've gotten through here. And, I mean, hey, there's not a whole lot you can say, but what I'd like to say is, I could piggyback on something he said. I mean, how many of us, you know the saying, if it doesn't quack, if it moves, if it meows, it's not a duck. Well, how can you have blatant covering up, basically, of the theft of an election, and not hear about it on the morning news, afternoon news, or evening news? But you can read it everywhere else in all the print media.
Right.
So that would be one thing. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about was the young man, Mr. Collins, senseless death, among all the other senseless deaths that we've witnessed in our lifetime. And it seems like was my last point, that it seems like society in general and the mass media, my target in particular, doesn't seem to place the same premium on minority lives as they do on other lives, which I thought all of us were equal on this earth. And it just seems to me like that the mass media really needs to be called out more than anything else, because it just seems like since this person in the White House has been elected, they've just laid down and just said everything that he's done is gospel, with no questions, no confrontations, no anything. And that we have to listen to Sirius XM to find a viewpoint that even remotely jives with what really is a just viewpoint, if you know what I mean.
Tracy,
sir.
I do know what you mean. And that is why I was saying to someone coming back from San Francisco last night that's why you have people doing what we do in National Action Network. They say, why do you got there march? Why do y'all rally? If we had not done that, nobody would ever heard of Trayvon or Michael Brown or Eric Garner. And because they become 1 or 2 day stories, and Collins didn't even become that at Bowie State. And you look at last week, they acquitted the woman who on videotape, shot this man, Terrence Crutcher, with his hands up. 1 day story. When we went out there and marched to others, we had to put that on the national radar. And you're absolutely right. Yes, the courts ought to do something. Yes, justice ought to be given to the family and the circumstances. But on top of that, no matter what the courts do, how do we act like it is not even a matter of media attention, a matter of concern? This devalues all of our lives. That's why I used to tell people all the time when they say, why are you out there all the time? I'm not out there for you. I'm out there for me. I'm out there for my daughters. Because if they can minimize the value of any of our existence, they minimize the value of all of our existence. And that's what has me outraged. And that's why I do radio every day. That's why I do TV once a week or more. Because whatever else we do, we cannot be silent while we're being taken away like this.
Absolutely.
And when others are taken away, the whole world stops.